Welcome to Xbox with Morrpix. I'm your host Morrpix, and this is your place for curated, quality, positive, and enthusiastic Xbox coverage. This show will release weekly in video form on YouTube.com and Morrpix.com, and in audio form on podcast platforms. If you love Xbox, then this show is for you. On this show, we're going to talk about Halo Infinite, The Outer Worlds, Grounded, news, and more. So let's jump right into it. First story of the week. Over on IGN with Josh Dew, the top 5 Xbox games from the Xbox Game Showcase as voted on by the fans is number 5, Forza Motorsport with 28,000 votes. Number 4, State of Decay 3 with 31,000 votes. Number 3 is Avowed with 38,000 votes. Number 2 is Fable with 80,000 votes. And number 1 is Halo with 194,000 votes. This is pretty much my top 5 that I had last week on episode 1, just in different order, so I totally agree with it. And as you can tell, I'm hardcore Xbox over here, so it's nice to see that everyone got it right. On to the next story. Over on IGN Daily Fix with Sydney Goodman, Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free and run at 120 frames per second. This was confirmed later on the Halo Twitter account. And a quick side note for multiplayer, the grappling hook will be available in multiplayer as a power-up. Now, she wasn't too happy about that prospect of the power-up grappling hook, but I'm all for it, See somebody I'm playing against, use a grapple hook, bring them over, bow, just get them, So that was good. Also on Daily Fix, 343 spoke out about the Halo criticism. Per community manager John Jasinic, due to 343's learning from Halo 4, 5, and Halo Wars 2, along with community feedback, Halo Infinite is going back to the legacy aesthetic of the original trilogy. It may not be for everyone's personal preference, but we stick to the decision and we're happy it resonates with so many fans. Per the earlier poll, 194,000 fans voted that as the thing that they're most excited for. And personally, I just think it's a little hypocritical for media and fans when Xbox One X was saying, hey, we're the most powerful console, and everyone's like, well, graphics aren't everything. And then now the thing that they're trying to latch onto for an aesthetic choice, which I still think Halo Infinite looks great in 4K. I was very impressed, check episode 1 for my thing. But, they're latching on to graphics like, oh my goodness, the graphics are so terrible. So it's like, make up your mind. Are graphics nothing or graphics everything? Like, make up your mind. Anyway, Team Xbox over here, Team Halo, give it to me. Me, Power Tax Relief. We're going to run on co-op and we're going to get it done. Play some multiplayer with Gold to Dawn and, Sammy 412 and Maya 412 and Z Baby 412 as soon as she gets her Series X also. Anyway, moving on. Over on Xbox Wire, Journey to a Mysterious Asteroid in the Outer Worlds, Peril on Gorgon expansion by Mike Dowling, Director of Communications for Obsidian Entertainment. Quote, now I'd absolutely love to tell you about our second expansion, Murder on Eridanos, but the board has kindly asked me to focus on Peril on Gorgon for now. The only thing they did give me approval to discuss is the Outer Worlds expansion pass, which includes both story expansions bundled at a discount. Now, I'm all for it because I'm going to get both expansions because Outer Worlds is, it got me, man. It's one of my favorite games right now, and I can't wait till they announce Outer Worlds 2, but hopefully that comes after Avowed because Avowed is what I want right now. Give me Halo, Fable, Avowed, Forza, State of Decay 3. Give me those now. But I'm happy to see that they're doing an expansion pass for both, so you get both cheaper. I think they're $15 a piece or $25 for both, which is cool. And then they're also raising the level cap to level 33. So if you're already capped out on Outer Worlds, you get some extra room to go up a little bit. Get even more devastating for the expansions. Also about the Outer Worlds Peril on Gorgon, it's coming September 9th. And the Murder on Eridanos is coming next year. And yes, the expansion passes are $15 a piece or $25 for both. And those who play the Outer Worlds on Xbox Game Pass, you'll be able to grab each of these or the expansion pass for an extra 10% off. And one last thing, the Outer Worlds and both expansions will be optimized for Xbox Series X, so that's even better. Give me some more Xbox Series X enhanced games and optimized games, and I'm all for it, man. I can't wait for the Series X. We get a release date and a price. That'd be the next step. Now, moving on. Over on Xbox Wire, Grounded takes giant steps. Join the community of over 1 million players on Xbox Game Preview and Steam Early Access. This story is by Adam Brennicki, game director over on Grounded. But let's just, start with the fact that 1 million people have already jumped into Grounded since Tuesday. So that's crazy. In the first 2 days, actually, in the first 2 days of availability, we've had over 1 million players. Starting August 27th, we will begin our monthly delivery of game updates. So I'm very excited for Grounded. After I record this later in the day, me and the family are all going to play Grounded, me, the wife, and the 2 kids. So to see that they're going to be supporting it with monthly updates is awesome. So every month we jump in, it'll be something new to experience that we didn't experience the previous month, and it's just going to continue to get polished and build and build and build until its final 1.0 release. So good work over at the 1 million. Xbox doesn't have games. Anyway, in a separate article of Xbox Wire, exploring Grounded's arachnophobia mode by Mike Dowling, Obsidian Entertainment's director of communications, quote, some of these dangers include an array of hostile spiders which present a regular threat to survive in the backyard. However, the team behind Grounded considered that some players might have a potential fear of spiders and experience a negative reaction to their experience or to their appearance in the game. So Obsidian worked closely with the Xbox research team to explore what triggers arachnophobia. During their study, fear and disgust increased across all respondent groups as spider textures, number of eyes, and audio effects were added. The findings from Xbox research helped determine the best form for spiders to take in the game, while also deciding how to vary their appearance depending on the severity of the phobia. This resulted in the game's arachnophobia mode, where players can alter the appearance of spiders and limit their audio effects, helping to make the game more accessible for everyone. Now, there's trailers up on Obsidian's YouTube channel showing you the different forms that the spider can take. The spider can it can have 8 eyes but no legs. It can have no legs but 8 eyes. It can have 2 eyes, no legs. It can have no textures. It can make no sounds. It's crazy, but if it's going to let more people play it, I think it's smart. A little bit about me. I hate spiders, but I love Spider-Man. Don't ask me questions. That's just what it is. So to see that this accessibility option for arachnophobia is in here is kind of funny and kind of inventive and very smart. So that's all good. Let's see. In the 4th developer vlog, Tools to Survive, social media manager Shyla Schofield explains in your inventory, if an item has a red dot, it means you haven't analyzed this item before. This is how you discover new crafting recipes. If you need to craft something to craft another item, you can craft the needed item while on the menu for the desired item, which is very cool. So instead of saying, hey, you need this woven fiber, and then I got to go to a different thing to craft the woven fiber to go back, I can just craft the woven fiber right from where I am, which, makes a lot of sense. In the crafting menu, the categories are separated into 3 colors. Orange are tools and weapons and armor, blue is building specific items, and green are resources. So, give you just a quick glance. If you see something that's green, okay, those are my resources. I need my weapon right now because this big spider is, chomping on my legs. So, just make anything quick and easy. I like it a lot. Individual armor pieces may provide an attribute or 2, whereas an entire set can provide a side effect. An example, if you wear the clover armor pieces, your character remains fuller longer, but if you wear the whole set, the character stays quenched longer as well. So I seen that, I was like, what is this? The Division 2? This is Destiny? We got perks on armors now? But I'm all for it, even more complexity and deepness for you to min-max your character build, and your stuff that you're wearing. Grounded is available now on Xbox Game Preview with Xbox Game Pass and Steam Early Access for $29.99 if you don't have Game Pass. So definitely, like I said, we're about to jump into it after I get done recording this and maybe watching a movie. I don't know which movie yet, but moving on. Sea of Thieves Ashen Winds update. The 4 main enemies for this update have the ability to deploy an ash cloud, use fire breath, and rain down fireballs from the sky. You can turn in their skulls for a lot of money or use it as a flamethrower. The more you use it, the less it's worth. Defeating the Ashen Lords unlocks tattoos and the Ashen Wind skull sails for your ship. Watch the trailer now at morrpix.com. In other news on Xbox Wire, Battletoads incoming. Anarchic Amphibians arrive August 20th with Xbox Game Pass by Adam Park, head of brand and licensing at Rare. Battletoads will be available on August 20th for Xbox Game Pass members to download and play on Xbox One and Windows 10, and will also be available to buy on Xbox One and Windows 10 and Steam the same day. Game Pass pre-installation on console or PC will be available soon, so you're ready to play on day one. The tenacity and split-second reflexes required to beat the original Battletoads have given it a fearsome reputation among fans. Dalalas, which is the studio that's actually developing the game, Rare's not developing this as they're doing Sea of Thieves and Everwild, so they let somebody else develop it. Dalala's new approach focuses on maintaining this mayhem while ensuring you have enough options to play at your own pace. That includes bringing in some buddies for couch co-op, which is always welcome, which allows up to 3 players to drop in and out at will, along with difficulty settings designed to suit everyone from a tadpole to Battletoad. Just like before, you'll be faced with hugely varied challenges as you play, including new vehicle sections and even some puzzle solving this time around. Battletoad's irreverent sense of humor pays homage to the stylish, self-aware cartoons of the late 90s, with a new game opting for a distinctive hand-animated style to capture the exaggerated morph attacks and comic timing of the Toads. A cartoon also needs gags, which is why the game's wild story, penned by award-winning writers, unfolds in several fully animated sequences featuring professional voice talent. You can watch the trailer now at morrpix.com. I was in a group on Facebook, and someone, they didn't like the style of the game. You know, everyone's not going to like everything. The next comment was someone who loved the style of the game, and he likened it to a Saturday morning cartoon, which reminded him of sleepovers and pizza in the morning and spending time with his friends. And I was like, yeah, I could totally see the Saturday morning cartoon angle of it, and I'm actually interested in it. Like, at first, didn't know what to make of the art style myself, but after watching the trailer actually made me chuckle a couple times. So I'll be jumping into Battletoads this month. Might stream it over at Morrpix Plays on youtube.com/Morrpix. But yeah, like I said last week, I'm offered varied stuff. Like, everything doesn't need to be dark and gritty. So I have my Halo coming, I have my Hellblade coming, I have Battletoads, Sea of Thieves, Everwild, all that good stuff. But moving on to the next story. Over on IGN with Akeem Lewanson, Gabe Newell, president of Valve, and they make VR headsets and Half-Life and Left 4 Dead and Portal, and Steam. He was asked which console was better, and he plainly said, the Xbox. The interviewers asked why. He responded, because it is. The audience laughed, and he continued, I don't have a stake in the race. Obviously, Valve does most of our development on PC, but of the two, I would definitely go with an Xbox. So, Team Xbox for the win from one of the most respected heads of companies as far as video gaming goes. Like, when you think of PC gaming, what do you think of? You think of Windows and you think of Steam. So if he's asked what he thinks and he's saying that, the Xbox is better, then maybe people should listen, but not going to convince people who already don't believe it. So I believe it. I know I'm right. Moving on. Over on IGN Daily Fix with Sydney Goodman, Phil Spencer was asked about backwards compatibility, and he said that we should be getting some news about that in August. Now, could he be hinting that we're going to get an event in August also? And could this be the event where the Xbox Series S is unveiled? Which, if you don't know, the Xbox Series S is less powerful than the Series X, more powerful than the Xbox One, so it'll be cheaper than the Series X. Hopefully we get a price and release date on both models, but something to note is that they discontinued manufacturing of the Xbox One X. They still make the Xbox One S. So my thought is maybe they're going to run the One S at $200, the Series S at $350, and the Series X at $500. So you're going to have all these different options for you to choose from. So if you don't care about the power and you just want the games, you have the One S or the Series S. If you want the power, you want the best of the best like me, then Series X all day. But having different options for people to choose from what they want makes a whole lot of sense, and I'm here for it. In the next story, over on IGN with Jonathan Dornbush, Marvel's Avengers. It will introduce locations as post-launch content for free, from dense forests to sprawling cities. Each space is designed for all characters to utilize their specific skill set. So if I'm playing as Iron Man or Thor, I have room to fly. If I'm playing as the Hulk, I can jump around and smash stuff. If I'm playing as Kamala Khan or Black Widow or the newly announced Hawkeye, we'll get to that in a second, then I have different ways to traverse, and I can do that also. So I'm here for it. Level design is something that's so important that you don't think about it unless they get it wrong. Then you notice it a lot. In a separate video on Marvel's Avengers Beta Deep Dive, we learned that we can play the entire Golden Gate Bridge demo, which is 25 minutes long, which ends with a Taskmaster boss battle. Single-player hero missions and 5 single-player co-op war zones are also available in the beta. There's also a battle with the Hulk villain Abomination. There are also 3 harm rooms. Harm stands for holographic augmented reality machine rooms. So it's a training room where you can learn how to use the 4 heroes. Iron Man, Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Black Widow will be the heroes that you can use in the beta. So no Captain America, no Thor. Missions can take from 10 minutes to 2 hours. Drop zones allow you to play for 1 or 2 objectives. You can get in and get out. During drop zones, you can earn gear and level heroes. Each hero has 3 skill pages that use skill points to upgrade. In the beta, you can also try the Hulk Buster as Iron Man's ultimate, which is pretty cool. And in total, there are 20 single-player and co-op missions. Now, personally, I'm not going to jump into the beta. I want to jump into the version 1 game with nothing spoiled. I just want to experience it then. So I'm going to pass on the beta, but if you guys jump into the beta, let me know what you think in the comments. Or email sam@morrpix.com. In a separate video, Hawkeye has been announced as a playable character. It's unclear when we'll be able to start using him, but he's on the way. Now, if they could just fast-track Spider-Man as a character, we're golden. You can watch the trailer now for the Hawkeye reveal at morrpix.com. MORRPIX. Moving on to the next story. Over on Xbox Wire, Dirt 5 Codemasters art team reveals details on stunning racing locations by Chris Groves, social and community manager for Dirt 5. Our extreme racing events take place across 10 brand new locations, taking iconic locations and landmarks and turning them into vibrant, thrilling destinations for over 70 race routes. Prepare to let loose in Brazil, Norway, Greece, China, Nepal, Morocco, Italy, Nepal. Did I say Nepal again? They put Nepal in there twice. That wasn't me. I swear I just copied this and I'm reading it, so it wasn't me. Arizona and Roosevelt Island. Now, the one thing that all of those places make me think of is the fact that I can't travel, but that's neither here nor there. Travel in 2021. I like the variation of all the places. We talk about Brazil and Norway and Greece, China. So we got Asia, South America, Europe, Africa, United States. So variety is always king when it comes to games like this as far as the locations go. So senior principal technical artist Andrew Seymour from the offset, the goal was to create a system where as much as possible was dynamic. For example, as storms draw in, rain starts to fill in the ruts made by the tires in the dirt tracks, forming puddles. The puddles grow deeper and more expansive, soaking the dirt, turning it into mud. We try to add as much detail as we can realistically imagine. Ripples can be seen as raindrops hit the puddles and are perturbed as vehicles race through them. All the weather types are interconnected. So if snow was now to fall, it would start to fill the puddles, turning them to slush. The snow collects in crevices and sticks to the sides of cold surfaces. Now that's a level of detail that, just thinking about that back in the day playing racing games, like playing Forza Motorsport 1, it's just like, that level of detail when we're talking about puddles and ripples and mud turning into slush and all that. That's crazy, but I'm here for it. More power is always better. Also, Amrish Wadaker, I'm so sorry if I messed up your name. The speed, graphical performance, and storage that the next generation of consoles bring means we can not only have higher resolutions and detail in the environments and vehicles, but also dial up the particles and weather effects to create a blockbuster experience. Dirt 5 is now available for pre-order. Dirt 5 launches on Xbox One October 9th and later this year on Xbox Series X. Thanks to Smart Delivery, you'll get the next-gen optimized version for the Xbox Series X at no additional cost. I am all about Smart Delivery. I'm all about Xbox Series X optimization. I'm all about backwards compatible. Team Xbox for the win. And in our last news story of the week, over on Xbox Wire, Xbox Insider release notes for a beta. This is by John, the Xbox Program Manager. Was no last name. I think it's not real. I think it's just like a stage writing name, basically. Anyway, New features and experiences that they're testing out now that we should be able to experience and play with later. They include, for parties, you can now control the individual volume levels of other people in our party. In the party menu, just select their name and press right or left to change their volume. In settings, a new simplified setting is available in devices and connections, remote features. Remote features allow you to connect to your Xbox anytime from your mobile device to install new games, play games from your console using Xbox Remote Play, or turn on and control your console. Console streaming will now be referred to as Xbox Remote Play. You will start to see this name change reflected in various experiences on console and mobile in the coming weeks. So that is laying the foundation for xCloud for you to be able to play your games that you actually purchase from your console over the internet to your phone or tablet. xCloud, Xbox, for the win. Anyway, that's going to do it for the news for this week. And in the next segment, we're going to talk about the new releases.